Hello, I am Liffy and welcome to another planty video. Change of venue today, so time-wise, if you're watching this in the future, this may seem weird. If you're watching this now, it makes sense. It is mid-March 2020, which means we are mid-quarantine because of the novel COVID-19 virus. So I am not alone at home. James is here and he is in his gaming room, which is sort of joins the room I normally film on. So I'm trying to film lots of content at the moment to keep everybody entertained, but that means filming somewhere else because he's got his headphones on and it's loud. Right, so this is another in the Art Meets Plants series of videos, and today we are looking at the last of the primary colours. So those are the colours that cannot be mixed. You have to buy the tube basically, and that is yellow. The thing about yellow leaves is, and I feel like you will all know this, mostly yellow leaves are bad on a plant. So I've got this subconscious thing when I see a leaf that is actually yellow or yellowish, where in my mind I'm like, it's not well, which is a silly thing on my behalf, but, oh, Misty, she's knocking stuff over. This is not a video about sick yellow leaves, so this is not about underwatering, overwatering, bacterial infections. This is the most yellow plants that I could find. Again, I feel like I need to put like little stars, asterisks, terms and conditions, like with the blue video. There's not like really yellow. There's stuff with yellow. There's super lime green, but finding true pure yellow, again, turned out to be more difficult than I was anticipating. Okay, here we go. So again, reiterating, these have yellow in them, are super lime green or chartreuse, but they're as close to yellow as I could get, basically like yellow. The first on the list is Epipremnum aureum, or as everybody knows it, golden pothos. These are cool, so I've got some pictures here so I can talk to you properly about them. The ones that we get in our homes are a nice sort of manageable, it just fell over, a nice manageable size, but you will lose the variegation on them if you do not give them enough light. So don't give them bright, direct light, but if they don't receive enough bright light, they will lose their variegation. So they're advertised as kind of being a low light plant, at least here. But if you put them in too low a light, they're just gonna revert. So you will not have that yellow variegation on them. The cool thing is when these get mature and when they're actually given something to climb, so they can trail, but if you want the leaves to get big, make them climb, give them a pole. So you'll see, I'll put up an image somewhere. I feel like maybe this side is the best side. Sorry, Misty. The best side for images. They get big, so people can confuse them with Monstera deliciosa. So people will see them and think, "Oh my goodness, what a cool, wild, growing, variegated Monstera deliciosa," and it's not. It's golden pothos or an Epipremnum aureum. So you can be fooled. So if you can't afford one of the ridiculously priced monsteras and you happen to find a big golden pothos, hey, most people won't know better. Cool. Next on the list is Epipremnum aureum neon. They're really pretty, and it actually apparently likes more light compared to its original golden pothos species, which makes sense. So if you have a variegated plant, you will know that it needs slightly more light to keep that variegation. And because that is basically an entirely variegated plant, it's less healthy, basically. Variegation is not something that plants want. They want to be green, they want to photosynthesize. So the variegation actually means they're a less effective plant. So if it is fully variegated, in this case, fully neon yellowy green, it means it doesn't photosynthesize as well, which means it needs slightly more light to be able to photosynthesize. So if you do have one of these Epipremnum aureum neons, give it a little bit more light. Next on the list, I forgot to bring him in. I have one of these. He's very sad. I let him get sunburnt. It was my error. Oops. But this is a Philodendron heredicium. Heredicium. I was confident and then I lost confidence halfway through the word. Philodendron heredicium Brazil. So another cultivar. And these are a cultivar of your classic heartleaf philodendron. So if you have one of those, ooh, Misty, no, don't chew the plant. God. If you have a classic heartleaf philodendron, this is a cultivar of that pure green variety. So if you have one of those, you know these are great growers. My one has grown like the absolute clappers. I've propagated off of it so many times and given it to so many people. It's a great plant. Similar to the, I think it's a silver stripe. I have never seen those here in South Africa. If you know where you can get them, here to sister up. But this Brazil is really cool. So in terms of the yellow, it kind of has like yellow slashes, like yellow stripes down the middle. Really, really pretty. Okay, moving on. Next on the list is the Philodendron hereditaceum lemon lime. And this is another cultivar of the normal heartleaf philodendron. My one is looking pretty sad. I decided to leave him in a tree outside, so he's adjusting to that. But as you can see, this is another one. They're not really yellow, but it's as yellow as I could find. I don't know what she's doing, bless her. But these are really beautiful. These get really nice and lumo. Where's a new leaf? This is a lovely new leaf coming out here. This isn't coming off as bright as it actually is in real life. So if you have one of these, you'll know that these are pretty spectacular. And I think they add a lovely bit of contrast into a space. Right, moving swiftly on. Oh, this is going to be interesting. No. But I just want to have a plant in shot so it wasn't just me sitting on the floor. Okay, next on our list is the Philodendron eurubescens. Again, I'm confident until it starts coming out of my mouth. Gold. So if you have a pink princess philodendron, this is the same species, genus and species, but a different cultivar. My brain went off for a second there. So Philodendron eurubescens. Oh, a cloud. Look how moody that lighting is now. Gold. So if you see gold in the name, you know it's yellow. If you see aurea in the name, you know it's yellow. I feel like that's a pretty safe bet. Or neon. Neon seems to be like lime green yellow. This is really cool. Apparently it's also known as the blushing philodendron, which doesn't make any sense to me because that would feel like it would be pink or red. But so these eurubescens like a bit extra humidity. I found any from personal experience. So my Philodendron eurubescens pink princess lives kind of near to the humidifier. I find it's not like so much for their general day-to-day living, it's when they're unfurling new leaves, they get stuck in the sheath, and that extra humidity helps them to kind of like pop out. But this guy's really cool. I like him. I like the shape of the leaves. More elongated, less heart-shaped. Next on our list is a plant that I actually found at a local nursery recently. Really, really pretty. I think it's in one of my nursery tour videos. It should be in the thumbnail, I think. You might be able to find it. It's cordyline fructosa Miss Andrea. These are really cool. So these have beautiful, beautiful yellow margins around the edge, and they are really, really yellow. So again, I'm just going to use my Fitbit thing as a reference. I mean, they're like Lumo yellow, absolutely beautiful. These are a really nice feature plant. I don't think these are so good inside. I've seen some people keep them inside, but I would say if you have a garden, keep it in the garden. They like full sun. They can get away with partial shade, but like they're sun boys. They're from New Zealand, so they like the sun. But the yellow on these is really, really pretty. Oh, this next one's pretty. So this is a Philodendron bipenifolium aurea. So the aurea there makes you know, because the Latin, that it is yellow. So this is the yellow form. Hello, Misty. She's being so cute. This is the yellow form of your standard horsehead philodendron. So if you're into the horsehead philodendron, I should have brought that one in as well. Sorry, guys. This is the yellow version. It's really cool. These are also a climbing philodendron. So if you want them to get that horseheady look, give them something to climb. They love a moss pole. Next on the list is the Schefflera arbicolia variegata. So this is the variegated version of your standard umbrella tree. I quite like these. I know lots of people think that they're like office plants, but I think it's kind of cool. I've seen them outside, I've seen them inside. Apparently they're like full sun, 2 partial shades, so that's pretty diverse for you. And on the whole, a pretty easy care plant. And the variegation's really cool. And I know they're not called fingers, but they look like little fingers, like jazz hands. It just looks like the plant's doing jazz hands, and I'm kind of into that. So if you want something that isn't a philodendron that has some yellow variegation, the Schefflera would be a nice choice for you. Okay, this next guy I couldn't find any information on at all, and I could only find information online in Mandarin. It's the Philodendron imperial yellow, or the Philodendron yellow flame. I think that's its other name. Yeah. Really cool looking plant. I'm gonna keep searching to see if I can find more information for you, but it's really, really pretty. It looks sort of, again, like the Rojo Congo, but yellow and red. I don't know. It's really cool. It's a really cool plant, so I just wanted to show you. I can't tell you what to think about it, but it's rad. Okay, Next on the list is one that I feel like I couldn't leave off because it's kind of, I feel like it's the it plant right now, and that is the Monstera deliciosa aurea. I don't know if it's the Bossigiana aurea variegata. I think it's a Bossigiana, but I couldn't leave it off. This is kind of like the it yellow plant at the moment. So it's basically a standard Monstera deliciosa Bossigiana, so a slightly smaller version of the Monstera deliciosa. Also, it is, I'm not going to say it's rare, no plant is rare. I'm going to say that it has been kept in cultivation away from people, which has meant that it's harder to get your hands on, which means that the price is more. No plant is rare. Anyway, so if you like a variegated delicious monster and you like yellow, I would suggest this one. Personally, not for me. Give me the white one any day. I love my white one. It's beautiful. I don't know what it is. The yellow makes me feel a bit weird, but that's just a personal perspective. And honestly, for my bank account, that is a good thing. Cool. Next on the list is the Philodendron Warszawskii flavum. Hello. Misty's now climbing up my legs. She's so excited about this whole situation. It's very sweet. These are really cool looking plants. The leaf shape on this is rare. So if you want something that isn't like a standard philodendron leaf shape, so either kind of like a spade or heart, this is really cool. Oh, my voice is going. This is an interesting dilemma. Hello. Can we not chew cables? Thank you. It's like having a small child. This is really cool. So apparently these are climbers and they can get huge if you let them, which is really cool. I would love one of these. I think I actually like this flavour maybe a bit more than the original one. There's something about this neon colour that's really, really pretty. We're nearly done. I really didn't realise this was for so long. I'm sorry, this is going to be the world's longest video. Next on the list is the Philodendron Xanadu aurea. So again, aurea lets you know that it's yellow. These are really, really cool. So this is the standard Philodendron Xanadu, but neon, I guess. These get really, really nice. Imagine this outside, this in a garden would be so nice. I think, hello? What are you doing? That's a hard no from me. Thank you. This will be interesting. You can't chew it. We're going to force field. Force field. Anyway, these are apparently a dwarf variety. So these might not get as big as your standard Xanadu. I guess that could be because of the compromised photosynthesizing. But again, I can't really tell you for sure. This is ridiculous. She's never normally like this. Okay, I think I'm just going to put this plant over here. For all of our sanity. That's not going to work either, is it? I'm going to have to move everybody up here. She's normally not bad with plants. I guess everyone's having a weird time at the moment with everything that's going on in the world. This is our last plant. This is the Sansevieria trifasciata superba futura, I think? Futura superba. Almost right. I will take that. And this guy has lovely yellow margins. You can hear how dry it is, my goodness. These poor guys are marketed as being low light plants. Low light doesn't mean no light. I'm gonna put up a light video, I think, after this one. I'm gonna film that today, maybe she says. But if you have an office space and you want a little bit of jazzing up, you don't just want a green spider plant, I would suggest this guy. Really, really pretty. And the yellow is actually quite nice on it. It's subtle, I would say. It's not like Lumo, but Misty's just watching. It's a very pretty little plant and incredibly easy to look after. I genuinely can't tell you the last time I watered this. It desperately needs a water, or the soil is completely pulled away from the pot and it's really light. We're gonna go water him now. Yes, we are, Misty. And with that, I'm going to conclude this yellow plant video. They have yellow in them, yellowy plants. I think we should call this the yellowy plant video, not yellow plants. None of them are really yellow, but the yellowish, and that'll do. Thank you for tuning in. Misty, who has run out of plants to sniff now and is very sad. And I really appreciate you tuning in. If you've watched the whole way through, thank you. I hope I've edited this down to a reasonable length. If you're in quarantine, thank you for self-isolating yourself. It's really difficult, actually. You don't realise how much you want to leave the house until you can't leave the house. But yeah, be safe, everyone. Think of others around you, not just yourselves. So if you want to go out, don't be that person, because you might not get sick, but you might be a carrier and you might make somebody sick who then will get very ill. So don't be that person. Stay at home. Stay at home, look at your plants. Anyway, thank you so much again. See, it's time. The neighbour's dog has started barking. Thank you for tuning in. If you like that video, I would so appreciate a like or a comment. Let's chat. I like talking to you guys. And if you fancy, you can subscribe to the channel as well. You can find me on Instagram at leafy.greenfingers, or if you like art, at liffyjoy. And I will see you guys next time for another planty video. Bye, guys.
Bye for Misty.